concept of what we do, like what we build or make, comes from a need, like a need in a project, a need in our own homes. This is a great piece of furniture, but what if it had this or it did this? It's something that becomes ours.
I'm Amy, one half of Nickey Kehoe, and this is...
I'm Todd. I'm the other half of Nickey Kehoe. I'm the Nickey of Nickey Kehoe.
Having worked in New York City in many ways, a heyday of brick and mortar, we also really bonded over stores like Gracious Home on the Upper East Side, where you can get a nail and a shower curtain and a light bulb and a cute doormat. And I guess we were craving a bit of that in the city, but also craving the ability to buy what we love and work with lines that we were interested in and not go through that process with interior design where you need an approval. Even the first store was we didn't have windows, it was this sort of secret place. It became a bit of a laboratory for us to figure out retail. The line started with maybe 2 or 3 pieces. Prototyping, getting into that is, your first test to see if it's working for yourself. You don't have to invest in 50. You get to put one on the floor and see if it's generating interest. We'll put it on the floor and go, it's the finish. We thought it was working, and let's tweak it. Maybe that's what's going on. And we've even sometimes thought about pulling something and then 10 orders come in for it.
We always use the phrase, we talk to ourselves, and it's very easy to have this internal dialogue, and we know what we're talking about and we love what we're doing. But there's a huge part of the research that is what is going on in the world and what's going on in the marketplace, and be competitive with pricing and materiality, keep this special and something that is ours. I would say that's a big part of the research and development.
You almost have the idea of the piece, and you need to establish what's reasonable right away before you even start sketching, before you even start bidding it out. For many years, we ran with what we loved for a while and believed in it so much, and then you can suddenly find that, wow, that's going to be a lot, and I don't know that the market will appreciate that.
Making sure that we have products that feel democratized, that are approachable for people, they aren't prohibitive. It's what we love about the household and the other products that we've developed, is there's a gateway, to an accessibility to being able to be a part of Nickey Kehoe, to buy what we are believing in, and it isn't, a sofa or something that is prohibitively expensive to some people.
A home, you install, the pieces stay. The store, you set the floor, someone comes in and memos your whole store. What are you ready? Do you have a warehouse nearby? Do you have someone to help go pick it up so your floor's not empty for the afternoon? That's just the first one that comes to mind.
Part of what we have always done is tried to create a home vibe in our stores, but there have to be subtle nuances that people know that these are for sale. And, we worked with this retail person years ago. One of the things that he told us was you have to be in the business of people have to know that you are selling something. You want the warmth of creating that vibe, but people want to know that they can actually walk out the door with these pieces.
You want to sort of have the workroom, I think. They are the ones making this vision come to life. And I think knowing that you're partnered with the right artisan feels critical to the research and development stage.
If we had learned earlier about the formula of really building product and tracking cost of all of the things that are part of it. Like it's really sort of simple business math. All the little things, like how many times, like if you have 3 people working on one piece, really considering all of the transport of that kind of thing and understanding the esoteric costs of building something. That's really important to track. And we learned that the hard way.
Mm-hmm. People wear many hats for many years.
Yes.
It seems like the team really fleshed out a little, like right before COVID and through COVID. Physically, we're all on the same block. We kind of refer to it as a campus. We have the store, we have sort of a storage area, we have a creative studio, and then at the corner is the design studio, but also the conference room for larger store meetings.
One of the struggles we have is how do we get them actually to be more of one team? We're all kind of telling the same story, and we're all everybody's part of the same company. So we do, pretty regular town halls where everybody, the design studio, everyone comes. We try to do lunches periodically where everyone is involved. More and more, the design studio really likes being part of the shop. I think that goes back to, building the business that you want to own and be a part of. And that is, we do want everyone to feel included in every part of the business. And really, it does take a village, and everybody is such a huge part of it. And, the way that the design studio feeds the retail and vice versa, it's important for that to not just be the 2 of us, that it is the entire team. We have an outside financial consultant team that helps set what those goals are for us. Just sort of managing that level of open to buy and like all the things that go into a retail team. They set sort of like the milestone, and then we kind of back into how we're going to achieve that. We've never borrowed money from anyone for any part of the business. We've grown it very, very slowly and very organically. And that really kind of kept the fence up for us about, okay, well, we can actually hire this person now because, we have made X amount of dollars and can turn this over to someone else. I mean, if you ask either of us now, we probably couldn't ring anybody up in the shop. Like, it has gotten a little bit away from us. But when it really comes to the nuts and bolts, like we know what we want something to look like. We know what the fill is that we want on a cushion. It's interesting now because we've divided a little more of what we do. Like Amy's primarily running design projects. I'm primarily working on the retail side. It has allowed me the ability to actually sit in on a lot of meetings and have a voice at the table, but again, not have to execute a lot of those things. And then I can go and be on a buying trip for a couple of weeks and do some other product development or, work on different projects like that and feel like, oh, the train is still on the tracks.
Having the support, you feel like you're executing your projects at a higher level.